alone. My hope is
Welcome back, dear viewer. We are still on the Let Us Reason Together. Today we are talking about parenting, and we want to get to know a number of things that are affecting fathers and mothers and their children, and how much they can cope. Some of them it's through ignorance and even abandonment and negligence. But when we get a number of these points, we are able to change and at least bring up a society that is balanced and it's able to know how best to parent. And we have a very strong panel here of Madam Daktari Caro and lecturer, also Jane Muraidhi, and they are talking to us on how best that we can handle parenting. And we left at a point whereby we were to get to understand how parents would identify the giftings and talents of their children. And therefore, Daktari, just come up and at least let us know about all this.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. That is a very important thing for us to learn this evening, that it's very important for a parent to learn or to understand the gifting and the natural talent that are inborn in that child. One is that I said there are 3 P's I would love to mention before we end our show. One, I said that a parent, your blessings need to be felt. The other P is a parent is there to provide for their children. Provision, many times you think is about the basic things, the shelter, the food, and the clothing. But it's also provision of counsel and guidance. He should be able to provide guidance to the child. What do I mean related to the talent? When you realize a child is talented in a certain area, it's good to note that and encourage that child to develop or to grow that talent. You never know what that child will become in the future. Maybe you as a parent, you want to direct that child in a certain area, but probably that's the area God has gifted that talent. I want to give a biblical example about a man called Jacob. He had 2 children. One is Isaac, Esau and Jacob. And remember, the Bible tells us that Esau was a hunter, while Jacob was just staying in the home. He loved just working the family. And the mother loved Jacob, and the father loved Esau because he would go outside there and hunt. So what I'm saying that these 2 parents, they understood where the areas their children were gifted and talented. And it's very important that when you know the area your child is gifted, develop that talent, develop that gift. And you can, again, going back where we started, you can only see that talent when you create time with your children.
Wonderful. Anything to add, Madam Jerry?
Yes, adding to what Dr. Caro has said, when you are seated at table and you give children a chance to express themselves, to tell you what they learned in Sunday school, what they learned in school, it gives you an opportunity to get to know what they are. For example, our firstborn daughter started talking very early. When she was crawling, before she even stood, she was talking.
Wow.
And she was so fluent, and when you asked her a question which she didn't know, she just kept quiet. She only spoke what she could speak fluently. And she would talk in the matatus, and she loved it. So when it came to choosing her career, after she did her BCom, we told her, I think you can do very well in marketing. So she chose the option of sales and marketing, and later she did accounts. And believe you me, when she got her first job, she did so well that she moved up the ranks very fast. She would win so many customers for her company because she was very good in talking. And even up to now, I think she's doing well using the same gifting of talking. And can I say that it is not always easy, and sometimes it's unfortunate that teachers may not understand a child, because my daughter was punished severely for making noise in school. Little maybe the teacher would not know she was exercising her talent.
True.
And that's what I would say, that observation, giving them a chance to express themselves around the table, it's very important.
Sometimes you find them breaking the toy and it's like you begin beating them while he's exercising the talent. I remember I had a lot of bad time, especially with a comedian child. I would feel that this child is undermining me. He's not doing well. And I could not understand until later on when I realized that was the talent, what he's even doing today. And I really understand that there's a big challenge when it comes to identifying the giftings and the talents of our children. So there is need as a parent even to get to know what is the best ability that my child has. What are the skills that is so good in? What is he interested in? Wow.
When they are very young, just a little example is about our son. When he was growing up, he'd take like a spoon and he's banging everything, take a plate and the spoon, and then he's just beating it. Yes. And then when he started talking, we went to the supermarket with him. He's a small boy, maybe like 3 years or 4 years there. And we were walking around, he saw a small keyboard. You know, the cartoon.
Yes.
And he started crying. I didn't have money for it. And I remember it was costing like 60 shillings. Yes. And because it was not in my budget, I didn't have for it. I just put the boy. I told him, next time I'll buy for you. And then when I went back, I could see the boy beating, you know, the plate and everything. So I went later and I bought the keyboard, and the boy was so happy. Later we went to the same supermarket. There was a bigger keyboard. And he wanted that bigger keyboard, and I didn't have money. Wow. And my aunt, who was staying close with us, he noted that my boy loved the keyboard. So that year, during his birthday, he went and bought the bigger keyboard as a gift to our son. Wow. I can tell you today, our son, who is now 25 years old, he's our keyboardist in our church. He plays so many instruments. He can play guitar. He can play almost all instruments. Wow. Now I can trace back. I was beating the plate and the
plate and the spoon.
Yes.
But again, it has to come with some cost, some investment.
Yes.
When you identify that my child is good in this area, you direct them to, like for example, if you realize that the girl or the boy is good even in medicine, you begin buying the toys that are related to medicine.
Yes.
Wow, quite interesting. Now, let's come to issues to do with, say, technology. We have got the social media. Yes. What is the role of a parent when it comes to technology and social media?
It's very important. The other P I would say is that a parent is supposed to be protective.
So it is going in line with... Okay, go ahead.
I say provide, your pleasant must be felt, and the third one is a parent needs to be protective.
Okay.
As these children grow, it's important for them to know that you have interest in them. And so you are able from early childhood to help these children to know the right things to do, the right programs to watch, because we have a lot of influence. Nowadays, our kids have been influenced through the social media in a long way. So it's very important as a parent to guide your children and let the children know what is the limit.
Okay.
And what are they supposed to watch? Tell them the dangers of watching some of those programs and the benefit of not watching.
Wow.
So it's very important for them to know it is for their own good, but again, as a parent, you have a role to be protective, to protect that child.
Wow. Madam Jane.
Thank you very much. Coming to the issue of technology, I remember a man by name Einstein Albert, around 1800, who said, "I'm afraid I can foresee a day when technology will turn people into idiots." And as I watch, I'm realizing that is coming true, because technology is denying people the opportunity to be real. So in a family, each person, the father has his laptop, the mother has her phone, the child has her smartphone. One child is in Australia, the mother is in America, the father is in India, and no one is talking to the other. Wow. They're comfortable talking to the people who are far and neglecting the people who are near. And therefore they are not able to bond together. They are not able to tell one another what they are feeling. And I sometimes ask students as I walk around college, I find them during break time, each one of them is busy on their smartphone. And I ask them, now, Nini, you are talking to people who are so far away. If you faint, who will pick you? Will the person you are talking to pick you? Instead of using the time to bond and to make meaningful relationships with your immediate.
Even discuss the subject
you did. Listen, whether they have a headache.
Yes.
I mean, we're losing that opportunity to make meaningful relationship with people who are significant to us as we communicate with things that don't talk, with things that can't share our feelings, our emotions. And I'm telling you, we are becoming a very illiterate society emotionally.
Wow.
Sure.
Because we have no time to share.
Yes. Actually, we are losing our social life.
Wow. That's quite a big thing, eh? Yeah. It's a menace in itself. Yes. So where do we place our limits?
Again, it's personal decisions.
Okay.
And I think it will start with us parents.
Okay.
Because not even just between parent and the children, because even families you find, as you said, Mzee amekuja, he's on the TV.
Yes.
The lady is maybe on her smartphone or something.
What's happening?
So I think we should set examples. And as a parent, lay rules and lay rules that should monitor our social life. So we are able to bring back that social life, beginning from us as parent, husband and wife, and also our children. There should be a discussion where people should stay and agree. This day, like in my family, there are days we sit together and we say, we just want to fellowship together. We're doing Bible study.
Yes.
No TV today, or maybe we'll open the TV maybe to watch the news, but we have a family a family time together where we can fellowship.
You are directing me towards understanding and even posing a question. What is the role of parents when it comes to spiritual modeling? Madam Reid?
Yes. Again, I want to quote somebody who I read in a newspaper saying, if Christianity is going to die, it will not going to die because of other external factors. It's going to die because the family altar is no longer there.
It is dead.
It has been replaced by technology.
Oh.
People have no time to sit together, read God's word, pray together, share their heartaches together, and take them to God in prayer. Instead, the TV, the smartphone is now the one that has taken over the family time that the people used to be together. And this is going to affect not just the family, but the community. Because the people come from a home to go to church. So if they are empty spiritually at home, they'll take emptiness to church.
Wow.
If they are empty at home, they'll take emptiness to their places of work, where maybe they were supposed to start a fellowship of a lunch hour, where they are supposed to be witnessing to their colleagues. So family is all, and therefore a parent is the one who should be so conscious. One thing I feel, and it is very sad, is that our parents of yesterday, who were not educated, who did not have the Bible, they seem to have been more intelligent and wiser in trying to predict how the children will be. And we as parents should get the reality and the truth that it is the parent who has lived life which the children have not lived. A parent can tell the people who behave like this will be like this in the future. When you leave children to do things whose outcome they don't know, you are really failing as a parent. Because you can predict the children has never seen that tomorrow. The child has never been an adult. You have lived in the adult life, and you can easily tell. So when we leave children to make some serious decision on their own, we are failing as parents.
Wow. Dear viewer, we are talking about parenting, and you can hear real stuff on what challenges we are going through and how we can overcome them. And my panel here is really on top of the game. I want us to go for a brief break, and then we shall come come back. Stay tuned.
Christ alone, my hope.